Hello YouTube and welcome. In this video I would like to do with you showing the upgrade that I do to my 2017 Draconic Domination Commander deck. So since the release I have been playing a lot with it, and I think that there are some cards that could be much better in this deck. So I'm going to show you the changes that I made it so far. So the first changes I make is only staticals. So I pick up the all basic lands that came in this deck, and I change it for the full art lands that I already have, and it's much more like it, much more visual to play with it. So the first change I made in this deck was the lands. Then a friend of mine noticed that I have this card in this deck, and he has another one from an older set that it's a foiled one, so he gave it to me just to be nicer. And then I remove 13 cards from this deck. For me, I'm not saying that it's not good cards, only when I play it, doesn't work so well. So I took it off Curse of Opponents, Taigan Ojutai Master, Vivid Grove, Vivid Marsh, Oracle of Ujutai, Vivid Crag, Vivid Creek, Painful Truth, Deathbringer Regent, Frontier Siege, Curse of Bounty, Wayfarer's Bubble, and Curse of Verbosity. So those was the 13 cards that I removed from the deck, and I replaced it for these ones. And I may say that the deck is much better right now. So practically all the cards I already have it. So the first that I'm going to show you is from the Commander 2015. So here we have Temple of the False God. So when you tap it, it gives you 2 colors mana pool. Activates this ability only if you control 5 or more lands. So this is quite nice. It has a delay because of the 5 or more lands, but I already tried it and it's worked just fine. Another one, Tough Vessel. This one is great card. You have no maximum hand size, and for tap you add 1 colorless mana to the pool. Great card, this one. Another that works really great in this deck, Urza's Incubator. So he has a cost of 3. As Urza's Incubator enters the battlefield, choose a creature type, of course dragons. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. So imagine how easy it is with this card to put the dragons more fast in the battlefield. I know that we already have some cards in the main deck as it coming from the box that do this already, but to add one more was great. Staff of Nim, it has a cost of 6, so this is a high cost, it's true, but this deck, the Draconic Domination, is a slow deck, so we have time to put a lot of lands and a lot of mana in the battlefield. So at the beginning of your unkeep, draw a card. So right now, great. And when you turn it, Saphonim deals 1 damage to target creature or player. This proves to be a great card also. Now some equipment. Blade of Selves for 2 drops. Equipment creature has Myriad. Whenever he attacks each opponent other than defending player, you may put a token that's a copy of that creature into the battlefield tapped and attacking that creature or planeswalker he or she controls. Aside the tokens at the end of the combat, and is a cost of equipment 4. This one is also a great card. And finally, from the 2015 set of commander cards, we have Loxodon Warhammer for a cost of 3. Is an artifact equipment. Equipment creature gets +3/+0, has trample and lifelink. So for me the great of this card is the trample, because the dragons are powerful, but it's kind of easy to stop him with a small flying creature. Now with trample things are quite different. Other things that I noticed that could work very well in this deck, and I already tried it, it looks fine, is to give haste to the creatures. So imagine put dragons with a high cost, with high power, and at the same time has waste. Right in the battlefield, you can fight. This is a great strategy for this deck. So I pick up Hammer or Perforers, has a 3 drop. Creatures you control have waste. That's the reason why this card is in here. For an extra 3 mana, tap, sacrifice a land, put a 3/3 colorless golden enchantment artifact creature token into the battlefield. But the great reason why I use this card is for the haste. The same reason for this one, Fervor. Again, as 3 drops. Creature you control have haste. So, very easy. And so far I have 3 cards that give that ability to my creatures, so to have haste. Fires of Yazimaya, 3 drops, creature you control have haste. Extra, sacrifice Fires of Yavimaya, target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. This one is, I think, a must-have also. This one is in Portuguese, but is the Diabolical Tutor. Search a card in your library and put that card in your hand, then shuffle your deck. So, right, straightforward, great card to have in this deck. I probably should get another one that to do the same. Here we have a Planeswalker, Sarkhan the Dragon Speaker. I know for this deck probably Sarkhan the Unbroken should be the better Planeswalker, but I already have this one, so I don't want to buy a new one right now. This one costs a 5 to cast. He has a 4-point value. For +1 until the end of the turn, Sarkhan the Dragon Speaker becomes a legendary 4/4 red dragon creature with flying, indestructible, and haste. He doesn't lose loyalty while he's not a planeswalker. For -3, Sarkhan the Dragon Speaker deals 4 damage to target creature, and for -6, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your drop step, draw 2 additional cards, and at the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. So I should explain this one in this deck. This one works just with the first ability. So for +1, he becomes a 4/4 red dragon. When he has a lot of loyalty points, of course I'm going to use the second ability, but these planeswalker are in this deck just for that, and it works just fine. Then finally I have just more 2 cards, and these ones I already had for the planeswalker deck from the Our Devastation set, so it's quite easy to find out each one. So this card called Visage of Bolas has a 4-drop to enter. It's an artifact. When Visage of Bolas enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Nicol Bolas, the Deceiver, reveal it, and put it in your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. So this card right away allows me to get to my hand the Nicol Bolas, the Deceiver. Great. And has an extra. When you tap it, you can add an island or a swamp or a mountain to my mana pool. So in a deck like this, of course dragons and 5 colors, this is a great card. Finally, of course, I should have the Nicol Bolas, the Deceiver. Has a 8-drop to enter, 5 loyalty points, for +3, each opponent lose 3 life unless player sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. For -3, destroy target creature and draw a card. For -11, Nicol Bolas the Deceiver deals 7 damage to each opponent. You draw 7 cards. Now, this card, like my commander, the Dragon, are the top cards that the other players are trying to kill during the game. So when I enter the Nicol Bolas, I only have time to do one thing, and it is the second ability. So that's why I choose, when I get this card in my hand, I choose well when to play it, because destroy target creature is brutal. Imagine a target player that he has the kind of creature that increase with some abilities or counters or anything else, and turn after turn gets bigger and bigger. When I put this, I can right away do the second ability. So -3, he gets only 2 loyalty points, but I can destroy that creature. That's why I like it so much in this deck. So this is what I have to share with you. Right now, the update that I make to this deck, I am very happy with this deck. It's very funny, a little slow at the beginning. Sometimes it's very hard to be patient. When you see other decks, they are much faster, like the vampires or cats. But it is what it is. But when it started in B. So I'm thinking that my next upgrade should be, in this case because of the dragons, they are very powerful, should be to get some cards that give us the dragons the ability of trample. So far I noticed that I need that kind of ability in this deck. When I have it, that this deck should be great and very crazy. So this is what I have to share with you. I hope you enjoy it, you like it, keep seeing my videos. Until then, see you.